Hello, my name is Kiana Jones, and I will be talking to you about the Confederate Flag controversy. Yet again, something has separated us as a state from one another and divided us into groups where our opinions are shared. Now, the real question about this whole Confederate flag controversy is if it should be taken down or if it should not be taken down. Now, in the beginning of the summer, I went to this camp called Girl State. And Girl State was this type of organization where young ladies such as myself got to learn about government and how important it is for everyone to have their own say and their own mindset on what's going on in the world. So we were all broken up into cities, and then those cities represented that state. So basically, we ran on the system of democracy, just as our fine country is. And we were, I really saw that. I don't like government as much. I'm really not that into it. But I do understand that I do need to know enough government to become an informed citizen of this United States. So this Confederate flag controversy is really becoming a setback to us as Americans because we are pushing ourselves back into the mindset where people can't have their own beliefs by saying, this should happen, without being persecuted for what they're saying or without being judged for what they feel. So what we really need to do is look at the big picture on what it truly means if the flag were to stay up, or what it would truly mean if the flag were to be taken down. And see, this whole controversy started with the Charlotte shooting at the church, or the shooter of the church, Dylan Roof. And Dylan Roof was seen with a gun and then a Confederate flag. So with that, when that event occurred, people looked for signs on why he did what he did to the people that he did it to. And because the majority of the people that he shot were African American, people started looking for the underlying reason of, or people started looking at the meaning of the Confederate flag once again. And this is when the split in South Carolina really became definite. You see, because it split into two groups. It split into the group that believed that the Confederate flag should stay up because it is a historical symbol to our United States, and it is a piece of our history. And if it isn't up there, then we could lose our history. But at the same time, some people believe that it should be taken down because it represents that one certain race, mainly African Americans, do not have a say in our government because another race, the Caucasians or whites, are superior to them. So they should not have a say on what's going on. So those were the two sides of this issue. And the early meanings of the Confederate flag was states' rights, and how the southern states believed that they should be able to have their own type of government, have their own type of system, and even have their own type of slaves, and the North shouldn't be able to mess with that. So that's really what the Confederate flag was made for, was a symbol of the Southern's mindset of states' rights, and that's what they were going to keep. So, but now the current meaning, or what it truly means, is white supremacy over African Americans. And that is what the designer of the Confederate flag planned that out to be, because that was the underlying meaning of the flag. So the government has decided to take a lead on this particular case, because the more bickering that our citizens do with this is not helping anything, is not helping the issue any. So the more division and the more bickering that we have with this issue, the more time it will take for a decision to to be reached, to be found. The types of solutions that have been suggested in the Congress and in the State House is that we should have on Memorial Day, the Confederate flag should be raised and it should be honored for that day and then taken down. And that is very understandable because the Memorial Day is a day where we remember, the wars and the people that fought for our freedom to get us where we are here today. So that is very understandable that we were to respect the Confederate flag for that day and then bring it back down. But another plausible idea is that we have the American flag raised in front of the State House because the American flag stands for democracy and stands for freedom, and that freedom is the freedom of speech that we all have and that we all are allowed to speak. And if that freedom of speech represents or shows our democracy, and the democracy is the type of government that we have, so that is the best flag to put in front of the State House because the State House is supposed to uphold the rules of democracy to help us. So that is the two reasonable ideas that were being passed around Congress at this time. Another key thing about this Confederate flag is that the Confederate flag was made during the Civil War, and it was waved actually when the South had lost the Civil War. So that was the flag that they rose and they waved it because that was their symbol of their flag. And we just need to realize as a state that the past is the past, and if we keep holding on to this war, then we can't go through the current issues that we're going through now. Like the Confederate flag has brought up so many underlining hurts and pains and different issues that we now have to bring up, like racism problems and diversity and being rejected because of your race or because of where you come from due to this Confederate flag controversy, which is just stirring up South Carolina as a whole and not making us unified as we should be. So the reason why should we carry on this war anymore? Why should we carry the pain and the hurt of this war anymore? We shouldn't let this division stay because all it's going to do is put us back into the dark ages. All we're going to do is going to push us more back in the progress that we've already made from the Civil War. We've gone so far, and this Confederate flag controversy is just pushing us back. So we need to just step back and not put our personal beliefs into this decision. We need to think about the whole picture, about the big picture on what is truly best, not just for South Carolina, but for America as a whole, because this flag will not just represent South Carolina. This flag will represent one of the states of the United States of America. This flag will help represent the United States as a whole to other countries or other people that come over. So if we are divided about this flag instead of united, then where should we stand? We'll fall just as we fell before during the Civil War. So just remember that the flag that is chosen, or the flag that will be chosen to fly on our State House, is the flag that represents not us, South Carolina, but the United States of America as well. Thank you for listening.